What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today, we got another team we got the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's get into it. What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Alex, crawling across the floor, normal dog. That's Lewis. And today we got another team projection for the 2022 regular season. We got the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's clap it up for the Tampa Bay Rays. How about them? So,
Strange.
last year, very strange team. They always find a way to win. Last year, they won the AL East with 100 wins, exactly, 62 losses. They had competition. Last year, it was argued to be one of the best divisions, if not the best division in baseball. This year, I think it's got even more of an argument.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's crazy to say that, 4 out of the 5 teams in the AL East are going to compete. However, it feels like no one's going to be able to knock off the Rays. And we say every year that, the Rays are going to regress, like they don't have any names, blah, 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 blah. But then you realize that the Rays will Ray, and they find a way to win. They play this weird game of baseball pretty well. And it's so crazy to see that a team full of random guys, basically, that you never would have thought would have even made the bigs with any other organization are going out here, leaving their all on the field and winning 100 games.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like every year they got guys who they come out of seemingly nowhere and just start getting it done for them. I mean, Randy Rosarena. I mean, Wander Franco didn't really come out of nowhere, but young guy coming out of their farm system, getting it done for them. They got Brandon Lowe, Austin Meadows, like not huge MVP names, but names that when you put them all together, they will get the job done, and they won 100 games last year.
I think the Rays are actually the opposite scenario of would you rather have 3 MVP candidates or just a team full of solid baseball players?
And they pick solid.
Yeah, the Rays are just like a bunch of solid guys who they can get a job. They can get the job done, and they can do it in like the most amazing way possible. I mean, case in point, Randy Rosarena, one of the most exciting players last year, without a doubt. I mean, watching him steal home in the playoffs was, I thought I was dreaming.
First game of the playoffs, he stole home. I mean, like, who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? No one does that. Like, what the hell? Last year, he won Rookie of the Year, AL Rookie of the Year. He batted .274 with an .815 OPS. Extremely good for a rookie. Obviously, he played a lot in 2020. We remember that in the playoffs. But this year, 20 homers, 32 doubles, 56 walks, 69 RBIs. Nice. 20 steals. He kind of has it all, and he's good at defense too. He's almost like a 5-tool player in a sense.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
crazy.
fully, but
he's almost there.
He's almost there. I think the defense just needs a little bit more, and then I think he's a 5-tool player.
Yeah, without a doubt, which is crazy to think about because, I mean, Randy's name never gets thrown around in these, great 5-tool player categories.
Right.
Where, you hear names like Trey Turner, Aaron Judge, Nolan Arenado, but those guys are all proven, and although Randy is proven, I mean, he's played in a World Series, which not every player can say they've done, it's crazy to think that he's still under the radar along with every other player on the roster.
Well, not only has he played in a World Series, he's hit the most home runs in World Series history. Or rather, playoff history.
Yeah. Crazy to think about.
It's insane to think about. And then his I want to say not counterpart, more partner in crime. Wander Franco, however you want to say it. He's something.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I mean, last year when we saw Willy Adames get traded to the Brewers, everyone knew that
We knew
was
it was
because Wander was getting called up, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're really giving up Willie Adames for a prospect who hasn't played a single game in the majors." And then we watched Wander Franco go out there and literally do stuff that we've never seen before with our own eyes, as this generation of baseball fans. I mean, what was his on base streak at?
like what?
It was like 30 something. I mean, it was through the
High
roof.
20s, low 30s, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and he was exciting. He had every piece of the puzzle figured out. It was almost like he played in an alternate reality where he knew exactly what to do at every given moment. I mean, he was so big lead ready, and I feel like any other year he takes home the Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah, I mean, any other year, I would say maybe not any other year, more of if he played the whole season, maybe he would have.
Oh yeah, the whole season was a big thing.
He only played 70 games, so I mean, he wasn't. When I saw his name was top 3, it didn't make much sense to me because he only played 70 games. So why would he be in the top 3 Rookie of the Year voting?
But then the counterpoint to that is that shows you how good this guy is. If he played 70 games and is still top 3 in Rookie of the Year voting, and the Rays gave him a huge contract extension before the lockout.
But that doesn't make sense because if he was that, I get he's that good and he's still top 3 with playing only 70 games, but when you're that good, your average numbers are going to be higher from playing less games. You don't see how you like wear out over the course of a season. I just think there are a lot of like factors that we haven't seen really with Wander Franco yet, but like you said, the Rays, they saw something in him. They offered him an extension right before lockout, and it was a big extension.
Yeah, and funny enough, I feel like yes, Wander Franco was just given a bag for playing 70-ish games last season, which is crazy to think about. But one, that shows you how much they believe in him, and two, it shows you how smart the Rays organization is because that contract, although it's big, it's movable in case he ever does regress early or the Rays want to move on because they have another number 1 prospect that playing short.
Right. I don't think they'll move on from him.
I doubt it, but it was like the most Rays contract in my opinion.
Yeah, no, this contract was so like Tampa Bay Rays. I agree. It seems like it's the first big contract that they've handed out since really Evan Longoria. Is that we didn't know if it was really something to look for in the future. They put an offer in for Freeman, but it wasn't a competitive offer at all.
Not competitive enough.
This team has the money to spend, they just don't.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But to be fair, they still get it done. So who cares if you're making the World Series in 2020? If you made the World Series with one of the lowest payrolls in baseball, why would you go out and spend the next offseason?
Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. I mean, I feel like the difference is the Rays have this organization where it almost feels like they spend more money on their trainers, on their coaches, on their facilities than any other team because for them to pump out these guys, I mean, like, look at what happened a few years ago with the Chris Archer trade. Everyone was like, oh my God, the Pirates just absolutely stole Chris Archer, blah, 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 blah. And then a few years later, we're watching Tyler Glasnow throw some of the best baseball games I think I've ever seen with my own eyes. Type of deal.
Yeah,
I mean, the Rays have invested so much into not their on product at the major league level. They've invested in the behind the scenes, which is crazy to think about it actually working more than anything.
Yeah, you were talking about Tyler Glasnow. I mean, speaking of, we probably won't see him at all this season unless it's in the postseason or in late September, early October, or whatever. Tommy John surgery got him last year around August.
Yeah, big loss for that team.
Huge loss, but at the same time, then I look at this starting rotation, and it's like the most Rays rotation of all time.
And somehow it'll be good.
Yeah, and somehow they'll get it done because their bullpen is one of the best in baseball.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when you look at some of these names that this is one of the best bullpens in baseball. I mean, they lost David Robertson, who was part of their bullpen. They lost Colin McHugh, Michael Wacha.
Waka.
So they did lose a couple people, but I mean, their starting rotation: Shane McClanahan, amazing.
Yep.
Drew Rasmussen, Corey Kluber, The most Rays pitcher, now that I think about it, of all time. Ryan Yarbrough, who's always dangerous. And Luis Patino, who's supposed to be extremely good. So that's their rotation. And then their bullpen, Andrew Kittredge, who was an all-star last year. J.P. Fireheisen, Matt Weisler, my bad. Brooks Raley, Ryan Thompson, Jeffrey Springs, Jason Adam, Jalen Beeks, Josh Fleming, and Shane Baz is injured. And Shane Baz is supposed to be coming up this year, and he is going to be a menace. If he's up, he's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's so weird that these players are so good, you know? Like, it's
It doesn't
so...
seem like they should be.
Yeah, it just, like, the names are there and everything, don't get me wrong, of, like, especially in their bullpen, like, they're there. Andrew Kittredge is not someone to mess around with, and all the other names that you mentioned are really guys who fly under the radar, but can still, like, will still get it done this season. Well, and if we want to circle back to their just rotation, I mean...
Well, first with their bullpen, do you think it'll be... Last season, it had the third best ERA in baseball, their bullpen. Do you think they'll be top 5 again in ERA?
Yeah, I could see them being top 5 again. Yeah.
So you're going with yes. This is an official...
Oh, yeah. Give me yes. Give me yes.
All right, I'm going to go with no.
Oh.
Just because...
To be different?
Well, not even that, but, like, it's... I don't know. A couple of other teams have extremely good bullpens. I feel like they could easily slide out of the top 5, and especially because...
Do you have the top 5 list right now?
No, but I can tell you kind of around who it was. Giants, Dodgers, Rays. That's all I really know. Probably Braves, and then someone else.
Braves and Brewers, maybe?
Probably. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that there's a world where they're still top 5 just because, I mean, it's
No, they very well could be.
And it's the Trop.
It's the Rays. Don't bet against the Rays.
Especially if they're at home.
Yeah. Never bet against the Rays at home.
Yeah, and then the one thing that I'm so inclined by is their starting rotation. Because I don't recognize any of these names except for Shane McClanahan and Corey Kluber. And I only know Corey Kluber for the most part because...
You should know Yarbrough.
He was a superstar.
You should know Yarbrough. Yarbrough pitched a complete game shutout against the Yankees this season.
Wish I could tell you I remembered it. I like to store away the bad memories.
Was not a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Game. And Luis Patino, he did pitch a few times last year, if I do remember correctly, and he was pretty good. I mean, he was always a big deal when he was on the mound. Same with Shane Baz. Shane Baz was a player to be named later on I believe, the Chris Archer deal.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be one of their top guys this year.
When he comes back, yeah, which is...
Once again, one of the most Rays things of all time.
I mean, yeah, they're going to be in a scrappy division this year with the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, and the Blue Jays. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. However, I just think that their big hole in their rotation is going to show a little bit more this year. And I think we'll see... I mean, they were the ones who started doing the opener originally. I think we'll see a lot of that. We'll see a lot of bullpen
a lot of Rays stuff. It's just classic Rays, pesky and, like, wondering what they're doing at all times. And they can literally bring out any single person in this bullpen at any point in time. And they'll probably, who knows, they'll throw like 4 relievers out to like the 4th inning, and then they'll bring in like Corey Kluber for 5 innings, and they'll finish out the game. It's just...
With like 11 strikeouts.
It just... The Rays do so much random stuff that's like unpredictable.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, I mean, I watched a good amount of Rays games last year, and the one thing that I noticed is that they don't really... Like, it's not like they're going out there and trying to fight as a team for themselves to win the game. It's more of they fight mentally against their opponent, and they do that with their openers, with all the weird shifts that they do, with the bullpen rotations that they have. It's like everything just feels weird, and especially when you go under the Trop Dome, you know, it's like it feels like anything in the world could happen in that stadium.
Yeah, the Trop... people usually don't talk about the Trop once they leave. It's just a very...
Sworn to secrecy.
Let's forget about that kind of thing. Another guy I want to talk about is the guy who actually catches the pitchers, Mike Zunino, their catcher. He missed significant time at the end of the season last year. But played 109 games. He had 34 walks, 33 home runs in 109 games. Mike Zunino.
109 games. What did he miss time for? Will he be back this season?
Yeah, no, he's back. He'll be fine. It's crazy. 33 home runs in 109 games. For a catcher who...
Is that like Salvi pace?
That was Salvi. He would probably would have been up there. He probably would have had 44. Like maybe he might have beaten. He might have had the home run crown if he kept going.
Which is crazy to think about.
860 OPS.
A random catcher for the most part. I mean, Mike Zunino is Mike
He
Zunino.
batted 216. He had 132 strikeouts in 109 games, but he had 33 homers, and I guess that's extremely valuable. And he's not a terrible defensive catcher. I don't think. I'll check now. He is. His D-WAR was .06. So
not terrible.
Or .6 rather. So for a catcher, that's good. It's better than negative, I can tell you that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Mike Zunino, just another like Rays-esque guy, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah, it's like who would have thought this guy's batting .216? He's got 33 homers.
Yeah, I mean the counting stats are so weird for every single player in this lineup, and I'm looking forward to watching them play baseball this year.
Me too. Can we clap it up for Mike Zunino?
Mike Zunino, woo!
Oh yeah, Mike. But yeah, there's Mike Zunino. Another guy I wanted to touch on.
Mike Zunino.
Another guy I want to talk about, Brandon Lau. Fun
Under the sun.
Fun under the sun. Same thing with Austin Meadows. I kind of put them in the same category. I don't know why, just my brain kind of puts Brandon Lau and Austin Meadows in the same category.
They feel like the same player.
They feel like the same guy. They're both like
solid.
They're good. They're extremely good hitters. You always feel like on any day they can kill your team.
Yeah, and if you told me that one of them had like a 3-homer day or a 4-homer day, I would be like,
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
exactly. It just makes sense.
They have a lot of like intangibles. Brandon Lau and what's his? Oh my God, who were we talking about? And Austin Meadows. They have a lot of intangibles. Austin Meadows, luckily, he's staying in Tampa. There was a lot of trade rumors going around with him earlier before the lockout and then after the lockout. But now it seems like every roster is set for the most part, and I'm happy to say that Austin Meadows is staying in the NL East. I mean AL East. In Tampa.
I was waiting to see if you would catch on to that.
Coming off a hiccup, you know, give me a second there.
Well, fine. One free pass. Then after this, your head's coming off. You just shook on it, so if you mess up one more time, your head is coming off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Austin Meadows playing in the NL East. Do it.
But yeah. Who else is there to talk about, really? G-Man Choi.
G-Man Choi!
That's all I really want to say about him.
Choi.
Hopefully he never faces Garrett Cole in his career. Manuel Margot and Kevin Kiermaier, KK. Not bad. Brett Phillips, very fun. Just trying to speed through this here. Want to do a couple over-unders here. Mike Zunino, over-under, 45 home runs.
Under.
Really?
Under.
I'm going to go
41.
over. 41. All right, well, I'm going to go over just so I could be a little outlandish, you know?
Yeah.
I want to get those hot takes in. What do you say, under?
Yes, it's under.
And then Wander Franco, under 875 OPS. Over.
Give me the over.
I'm also going to go over just because I think this guy's a stud. He's going to do his thing. Team MVP.
I'm going to go with Wander Franco.
All right. That makes sense. I'm going to go with Brandon Lau.
Actually, never mind. I was going to say I'll go with Corey Kluber, but that would have been weird.
No, that would have just been for attention. And then finally, let's talk about their win percentage this year. Over or under 91.5.
Wins.
Yeah, wins. Like when you have more runs than your opponent at the end of the game.
Okay, well, you said win percentage, and then you said over under 91. Yeah, they're going to have over a 91 win percentage. 91 wins in the AL East, I feel like, is going to be a a difficult thing to do. But if you told me one team was going to do it, I would bet my money on the Rays. So I'm going to go over.
All right, I'm going to go under because, well, I'm just going under. That's
Good answer.
I think there's just too much like
Firepower.
insanely good firepower in that league.
That's completely
Division.
fair. But I mean, we said it earlier. The Rays will Ray.
Yeah, they
They'll
come
figure
out
it
there. They come out there. They come here and they're like, they come out, batting up,
Boom!
and then that's,
Into the scaffolding.
yeah, that's Brandon Lau hitting it right into the top of the dome.
Out of the dome actually crashes down, and the Rays have a playable stadium.
Yes, hopefully that happens soon. Well, not the stadium collapsing on People Park, just getting a new stadium in general. And that'll do it for this Tampa Bay Rays will be for the 2022 regular season. We will see you. We got the last two coming up tomorrow. It's the Dodgers and the Yankees. We'll see you then. Peace.